All right, here is your word of the day for Friday, the 17th of April. The word of the day is schlep, which is just a fun word to say. It kind of rolls off the tongue very nicely, schlep. But it means to carry something awkward or difficult. It could be a difficult trick. So, for instance, you could say, I just schlepped this box all the way up the stairs, and now you want me to take it back? And then, or like you could say, we schlepped our way across the swamp. I mean, I'm assuming a swamp journey would be difficult. Could be wrong. Uh, Science fact of the day: bananas are clones. All of these bananas are clones of each other. You might have noticed there's no seeds in bananas. So how do they get bananas? Well, they're basically just like they're not literally clones, basically clones. Basically, they took one plant that started growing these mutated bananas that didn't have seeds, and then they spliced it onto other banana plants, and they've continued that process. And so basically, all these bananas have this. There's no genetic variation in bananas. Which means they are very susceptible to funguses and stuff. And so every now and then you'll read a report that the world's bananas are at risk. And it happened once before. The reason banana flavoring doesn't taste like bananas is because that banana flavoring originated in the early 1900s, 1950s, 1960s, and that banana went extinct, or largely extinct, and we are left now with the Cavendish banana. Cowrie shells. So these shells, you've probably seen them. They're all over the place at like any kind of seaside attraction. But cowrie shells were once a major form of like a major form of money in the area, basically that carves out the Indian Ocean. So India, Malaysia, Indonesia, all the way back over to Africa and into the interior of Africa as well. These cowrie shells were like one of the first international currencies that took place during that trade that existed along the East African coast into India and to places beyond into Asia. But yeah, cowrie shells. Who would have known? Very, very useful for money back in the day. Um, Book of the day, The Elegant Universe by Greene. Wonderful book that explains the string theory that I kind of talked about yesterday. It goes through all the ins and outs of why people think it's true, why we can't really prove it at this point, and what we might be able to do to prove it at some other point. Also, why we should even care. It's a pretty interesting book if you are into that. All right, so that's it for the week. Hope you have a good day and a better weekend.